Podcast here. Sorry there, you got on mute and I was talking to myself, but now I know that I can hear myself now. So let me say hi to every one of you guys. Share the video here, guys. We are here just for maybe an hour or so, and then we'll be calling it a day. Those of you who came to the special podcast this evening or this afternoon, well, you know what the deal is all about. I hope you're getting yourself ready for tomorrow. And for those who were here, well, you got to go back and watch that video again, so that way you can be able to at least join the bring yourself up to speed. Yes. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Again, this is Jay Randy here. Today is Tuesday. A week from today, that is next week Tuesday, we will be getting all the different numbers that will be coming. Oh, the other person get this, the other person get that, the other person get this. But I'm confident, all right. But I'm confident that this election is going to go back to George Weah. I am very much confident. And beginning tonight to Tuesday, we'll start to break things down here. All right. We're breaking down based on the campaign they have carried out, because this coming Saturday, where is my pen? So my count is they started on August the 5th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that 9 months, and then the 7 is already no, the 7. Yep, this coming Saturday will be the 7, and that will be about 10 months. 10 weeks, rather, 10 weeks of intensive campaign. And what I gather from my information, one, George Weah is number one in this 2023 campaign. He did more reach out than any other candidate. Booker and Cummings, they are the least. Booker and Cummings, they are the least. Yes, they are least. Cummings only stay right in Morovia. Somebody asked me, say, but what about Cummings? I'm not going to talk about Cummings here, because I already told you last year when I went to Florida and came back and said Cummings not going anywhere. So I'm not going to be wasting my time behind Cummings. I'm not going to waste my time behind Cummings. That's the last thing I would do. In fact, my mother man told me, my medicine man told me, say, my man, don't bother yourself with Cummings. Oh. Yeah, don't bother yourself with Cummings. So my mother man already told me to not bother myself with Cummings. So I'm not bothering myself with Cummings. Yeah, the man said, do not bother yourself with Cummings. So I took that advice from my mother, man. I'm not going to bother myself with Cummings. Yes. So let me welcome you guys to another exciting program tonight on the J. Randy Show. And what we're going to be looking at here tonight are the things that George Weah did in the first 5.5 years of his administration. I cannot overemphasize things, because on the platform we understand now that in order to be a public official who believe in the interests of the people and who working or who want to make the people life better, one of the things I would believe is that public official should be able to identify the risks, that is, identify the problem the people are facing, and then find solution to the problem. And then when you go out there to discuss how you're going to make people's life better, you talk about those problems. There are many institutional, social, economic, and other problems in our country that need to be solved. But the way to solve the problem would take a leader and his team that will look at the problem, discuss the gravity of the problem, and begin to provide solution. And that solution should also mean reaching out to the people to discuss the solution with the people. And that can be done on your political manifest or your platform. Up to now, since the campaign started, Joseph Boca, who claimed to have 45 years of public experience, this man had not been able to learn one single message to the people of Liberia. One single message. And there's no doubt in my mind that Joseph Boca is fit to do anything in our country. Joseph Boca ain't worth for them to do anything in our country. Hate me, love me. I see people often writing, oh, we agree, we agree. Yes, you are only agreeing to things that somebody tell you to do, but you're not agreeing to things that you understand. I got it. People have their fingers, they got their phone to tap. They agree, you agree, you agree. Yes, we understand that many Liberians are just followers. They are not leaders in their own sense, in their own right to analyze things. So they don't care. They will just be there. Boca, yes. Boca is our leader. We agree, we agree, we agree. Yes, I understand. But what I do know, that many of you guys who come on the platform, you are well measured in your understanding and your thought. And nobody not going to tell you, say, let's just agree. Then you say, yeah, let's agree. You are not part of that society. So when you see some of your brothers and sisters on your posts or on other posts or program and just ready, we agree, those people are followers. They were never born to be people who are leader in their own right to understand things. And that is what we call living with blindness. Living with blindness. You will see that, oh yeah, we agree, we agree, we agree. There's nowhere that somebody will tell you, if you see most of them in this country, they do not agree with some of the things that the Republican or the, but when it comes to Liberia, they agree. Because they know the people they agreeing to or agreeing with, the people don't have the opportunity to tell them the truth. So they just agree, they agree, they agree. So when you just agree with everything, then you have a problem. And that is why they don't even understand the man they call Boca. Because they don't know who Boca is. They just agree with the guy, but they don't know who he is. I mean, which one of you right now listen to me will want to agree with somebody and you don't know who the person is? And you got to be able to understand people before you agree with them. This man took almost 10 weeks to run campaign. And up to today, Joe Boca got no message for the people of Liberia. But this is a man who said he come with 45-year experience. What has he shown for the 45-year experience? You think by you saying you've been in public service for 45 years, that what make you to be somebody to be eligible? Look at the other nonsense he always talk about. Oh, I never stole from the government before. Whoever told you that not stealing from the government make you to be qualified for the presidency? Well, there are some good people out there in Liberia that have worked in the past, and today they can come out and say, oh, I work with the government for many, many years. I never stole anything. So can you guys make me president? These are some of the weak and incompetent strategy that Joe Boca got out there that make him to be very much incompetent. Because he does not have any message for the people of Liberia, he has resorted into political violence. He has resorted into political violence. And I'm glad that what we discussed this morning about Joseph Boca being the root cause of what happened in Weah. I listened to Mobile Molu today, and he couldn't have said it better. And I'm very proud of Mobile Molu to squarely tell the people of Liberia that Joseph Boca is 100% guilty of what happened in Bapolo. In Weah. Joseph Boca is 100%. Because Joseph Boca got no message for the people. The only message he got is violent message. And that the violent message the people are reacting on. It will be a calamity. It will be a disaster. It will be a tremendous failure on the part of the Liberian people to look at someone like Joe Boca, a man that cannot even defend his own record, a man that cannot even articulate why he managed to achieve in life? Absolutely nothing. That's the man you find young people who are giving up in life. I mean, just imagine people in America here. They call themselves Liberian in America. You know some of them. And they're sitting down on different platform and they're not even telling the people what Joseph Boca has achieved. They're not telling the people what Joseph Boca has achieved. And people just there behind it. So the question becomes, are you behind Joe Boca because you don't like George Weah? Or are you behind Joe Boca because you understand what Joe Boca has done in the past and how successful it has become? And what Joe Boca and Ellen did that made the country better? These guys are not analyzing all those things. Joe Boca in his individual role, what did he do to make that institution viable, to give hope to those people? None of these guys on the platform are saying it. I'm sure some of you guys listened to these guys before, right? Y'all listen to them. Y'all listen to them, you hear them talk. None of these guys will come and tell you what Joe Boca has done. But Joe Boca got his so-called record out there. He has his so-called record out there. Matter of fact, let's try to take a look at some of his record again. Let's try to take a look at Joe Boca record. All right? Let's look at Joe Boca record here. I'm sure some of you guys can see it right now. Let me see it. Yeah, you guys should be able to see it right now. Yes, you guys should be able to see it. So let's keep the screen like this. All right? So let's go back to Joe Boca record. Right? This is Joe Boca record right here. The political record. All right? This is Joe Boca political record. When you listen to the guy that campaigning for Joe Boca, and including Joe Boca himself, when last and where did Joe Boca ever stood to tell you guys when he was in the 80s working for the government of Liberia? When last have you heard Joe Boca explaining to you that when I was at LPMC, this was my vision and the program that I put in place? Here is the program here. When last did you hear Joe Boca ever discussing with any audience about the success that he brought to LPMC? Furthermore, when last have you heard his supporters telling you about Joe Boca's accomplishment at LPMC? At LPMC. When last have you heard Joe Boca telling you those things? Nothing. 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 Joe Boca claimed to have a web page. All right? He claimed to have a web page, joeboca.com. Perhaps we should go visit there because we've been there before. So let me try to open it up here so we can go visit Joe Boca's website again and see what he got there now. Because the last time we exposed him, maybe he had gone back there to change it. All right? Yeah, they did some update on it. You see, they did some update on it. I come to show it to you. They did some update on it. These guys are fucked up. These guys are fucked up. Let me see what they did. In fact, you need to come look at it. Let's come look at it together here. All right? Y'all know the video. You saw the video. You should go back there. Let me come back here so we can share the screen so you can see. They did some amendment to their page. All right? So let me do this here for you guys here. All right? So let's go and share the screen. All right? Let's share the screen and go to Joe Boca webpage. All right? So Joe Boca webpage. What the hell is here? Yeah. All right, there it is right here. So Joe Boca page is coming up, folks. You can see Joe Boca page. Joe Boca page is coming up. Boom! There you go, right there. All right. This is Joe Boca page here. All right. The last time we checked the page. So guys, if you don't know, this is where Joe Boca said he said it himself. The first thing about the page here is Joe Boca get a fake picture on here. Very fake picture. This man is nothing but just lying to the Liberian people along with his people. Look at the picture. At the picture we call Moonshine. They put the man here on Facebook as a Moonshine. You see how these guys are so fake? All right? You see what they did to Joe Boca here? This is not Joe Boca's real picture. This is not Joe Parker real picture. This is nothing but fake. And that's why they did the Joe Parker here. It's nothing but fake. It's nothing but fake. Look at the man picture. That's what we call moonshine. Alright? Now let's get into some detail here. Those of you that saw the page the last time when we were on here, when you scroll down, you wouldn't see one rescue mother, right? But they brought the other good for nothing one, right? They call herself Matara Cooper. Good for nothing. Good for nothing individual. These people know that people that can't rescue you. These people know that people that can't rescue you. They know that nobody. And nothing here makes sense. Nothing here makes sense. And guess who behind the web page here? John Molu of all people. They John Molu men that said Ellen and Boga government were two-time corrupt. That the John Molu men now today is behind Boga. What the country is coming up to now? What the country is coming up to? So that John Molu then all in the business of putting fake things out there. Why John Molu cannot tell Joe Boga that the picture you got up there is wrong? I guess because John Molu himself is from the same county as Joe Boga, right? So his technicality has been suspended when it comes to Joe Boga being honest with the Liberian people. Because he, John Molu, is now seeing Trudy Yours, former Auditor General. Yeah, you can say that again, Joe. You are the former Auditor General. Yes, you are the former Auditor General. Because what you're doing here, it is not being honest with the Liberian people. Joe Boga got a fake picture here, and you down here supporting that. Let Joe Boga be himself. Let Joe Boga be himself. It's not himself right here. Now, let's get into Joe Boga page here. He said key focus here. All right? What are the things that Joe Boga said he focused on here? Let's look at agriculture. What has Joe Boga done with agriculture, folks? Let's see what he had done with agriculture here. All he said, agriculture is the foundation of Liberia economy. But what has Joe Boga done? Joe Boga should be able to show us what has he done in the past role. You can show agriculture here, but where can we click to see Joe Boga past work? So on the web page here, you should be able to see here, Joe Boga, agriculture minister, was able to do X, Y, and Z. Joe Boga, managing director of LPNC for agriculture. Nothing Joe Boga got here. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Nothing Joe Boga got here. Absolutely nothing. There is absolutely nothing that Joe Boga has to show on the web page here. All right? This is a fake page that is only meant to take money from the Liberian people. There is nothing on the page that represents Joe Boga achievement. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's see the contact that he got here. Who are those that must contact here? Write your name here, and then you must send something here. Joseph Boga. Do I know that somebody that will send something to Joe Boga here? I beg you. Somebody just need to call the number and tell you, say, Joe Boga, you fucked up. That's why somebody just need to call the number and just tell you that. Joe Boga, you fucked up. That's what they need to tell you. Nothing Joe Boga got on the web page here that represent his background. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing that Joe Boga got here. Absolutely nothing. Let's do some research here so you can see stuff here. Absolutely nothing. All right? Absolutely nothing. Nothing that Joe Boga has done here. Absolutely nothing. Then that the man who said he want to be president for the country, he running his campaign, he got nothing to say about his campaign. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And people that firing the man, oh yeah, the man will agree to, that the man you agree to. Look at the man website. It does not even represent anything positive about him. Nothing positive about him. Absolutely nothing. All right? Absolutely nothing. That is the man that people behind. They say, oh yeah, the man that did, the man that died. Joe Boga is nothing but a disgrace. It's nothing but a disgrace. He is nothing but a disgrace. Yes. Nothing but a disgrace. Let me bring to you guys somebody here. All right? Let me bring to you guys somebody here so that you can see something here about what I've been talking about here. All right. Let me bring something to you guys and make a comparison here quickly here. So let's start the other share here. All right. Let me bring the Vice President of Nigeria. Let's look at the Vice President of Nigeria here. All right. Let's take a look at the Vice President of Nigeria. Let's go back here and take a look at the Vice President of Nigeria. All right. Joseph Boakai counterpart. So let's share our screen here. Vice President of Nigeria. Let's share the screen so you can take a look. Okay, it's coming up. This is the Vice President here of Nigeria, I believe. All right. Now I want you to take a look at the man's name, where he was born, and look at the role he served in. All right. This man is giving you detailed information. All right. He also served as senior advocate of Nigeria, Sen, professor of law. You see how the man managed to do all the things? You count down here. In the 1980, between 1969 and 1975, he attended the I think it's the Abu College, and and then he studied law down there at the beginning. Look at his career here from 1979 to 1980. You see what he did there, and then he got from 1981. You see what he did there. From 1997 to 1999, you see what he did, 2007 to 2013, you see what he did. This is the man accomplishment here. Now, where is he at? He is also a member of the foreign professional bodies. You see how far the man all along his achievement here. All right, these are the awards he has received. All right, this is what we call an outstanding, prestigious individual. When you look at Joe Boakai, a man who say he got 45-year experience, far more less than this man. But when you see how the man has really presented himself, this is extraordinary. That's why it is extraordinary. And then you got Joe Boakai saying that over there, when you see a webpage, you find nothing on there. Absolutely nothing. But a man say he got 45-year experience. But when you look at his page, nothing on there. How can a man say you're a vice president and a former agriculture minister? But when you look on the man page, let's go back and look at Joe Boakai page here again, folks. Let's try to be honest here with ourselves, all right? Let's try to be honest here with ourselves, all right? Let's try to be honest here with ourselves. The page is so fake, all right? The page is so fake. Let me show you how the page is fake here again. Get this call, another fake thing here on the page. All right, let's go back here again and share our screen. All right, let's go back and share our screen here. Joe Boakai is an American or he's an African? Let's be honest here. Joe Boakai is an American or an African? What the hell is he doing with Statue of Liberty behind here on his page here? This is how fake the man is. Why he couldn't put Joseph Jigging Robert or some kind of statue behind here? He making it thing. I have to say that he live in America here. This statue does not belong to Liberia. The man is so fake. All right, he's so fake. Okay, let me the Kennedy here. Let me Joe Boakai. Who is Joe Boakai here? There's nothing here about Joe Boakai here. Nothing. There's no breakdown about who Joe Boakai is here. Absolutely nothing. There is no breakdown about Joe Boakai here. Absolutely nothing. Because he has nothing to offer. That's the man web page here. This is where the man come to collect money. You see, you see the red mark where it says volunteer donate. This is where they want to collect people money. But there's nothing on the web page here that talk about Joe Boakai background. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. You follow me here, folks? Take a look here. There is nothing that talk about who Joe Boakai is. Nothing. There is absolutely nothing. Now the NASA study all CDC payroll. Remember CDC have payroll 1, payroll 2, payroll 3. Every day they condemning George Weah. They now still CDC Sunday. Let's go look for CDC Sunday. Let me see what I can find here. So can be able to see it here. Let's look for CDC platform here. These guys can steal too much. All them the CDC campaign, CDC 4 pillow. Let me see here. CDC 4 pillow. They finish the CDC pillow. I know the player that Jan felt me said I already remember they're checking too much. All right. CDC Party of Liberia. Let's try to check for here so we can be able to see it here. CDC 4 pillows. Okay, I see the propose something here. All right, CDC 4 pillow here. All right, let's see here. Give it to me here. Let me see here. Oh God, they not work for them. Let me tell you right now, they ain't work for them. They ain't work for them. CDC 4 pillow here. Let me see here. It should be right here. Yep, CDC 4 pillow right here. Yeah, they put pillow right here. Yeah, CDC pillow right here. Let's see here. Yeah, CDC pillow right here. Pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. And the one the man finished stealing here so. Alright? Let's go by here, folks. Let's come by here. Let's drop it small. Let's go back. Let's go by here. Alright? Let's go back here. Let me stop the share. Let's stop the share here. Alright? Let's start the share. I'm back here. Let's go by and let me show you CDC 4 pillows. Alright? And the one the guy didn't go steal. Man, ain't work for them. Kind of remind me of communist people in there. Alright? So this is the CDC something here, folks. It's coming up for you guys to see. You see the CDC there? Propo, agenda. Joe Boga got no message. The man was criminal. Then how you expect? The man was stand up with this one. And what do you expect? They all can steal. All right. So what do you see here? And you see CDC pillow right here. Let me blow it up for you guys there. And you see CDC pillow here? Yes. Joe Boga and Eddie did not have no pillow. Yes, CDC pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. Let's go down the horn here so you can see more. All right? CDC pillow here. They try to break the pillow down here one by one. All right? They try to break the pillow down. They got their vision here. Everything that the president has been doing, they have been operating under 4 pillows. All right? So let's go down so you can see the 4 pillow. See the pillow down here? This is the pillow here. Pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. That's exactly what the Boca people now copy. The Boca people now copy the people Sunday there. All right? There you go right here. You see right here? No poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education. Did you see everything that job we have been going by here? That's everything that job we have been going by here. All right? That's everything that job we have been going by here. This is the proposed document here. That is what we're supposed to be talking about here tonight, and we'll talk about it in brief. Now, let's stop the share here and go back to Joe Boca and ask Joe Boca where did he get that 4 pillow from. All right, let's go back to Joe Boca and ask Joe Boca and where they get that 4 pillow from. The papa is a crook, steal from people, steal other people's ideas. So let's come back to Joe Boca here. You see the 4 pillow here? Pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. They had no idea. Pillow 4, pillow 5, pillow 6. They just made their own. The other 2 that they made their own to be the same. All right? These guys are fake. Joe Boga is a crook. They stole all CDC idea that they want to come put here. They stole all CDC idea. Pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Pillow 1, pillow 2. You not gonna put a picture with somebody putting money in and got to that pillow. See, that way see for the put corruption picture over there, putting money in a pocket. That they stealing they're going to do over there. Joe Boga ain't work for them. Let me tell you right now. Ain't work for them. You can't steal your friend idea, they can put it up here. The man got nobody to really represent him. Nobody. Alright? Nobody. They can talk about key investment there. These guys are a bunch of crooks. Look at the agriculture page here. Nothing that say anything about Joseph Boga accomplishment into agriculture. Nothing. Nothing. The man has no message for the people of Liberia, and I want you to understand that. Joseph Boga has no message for the people of Liberia. The old man ain't work for them. Yes, the old man ain't work for them. He ain't work for them at all. He ain't work for them. All the noise they can be making, and I know that CDC pillow, then they finish TD pillow 1, pillow 2, pillow 3. They stole the thing then. And that's why I keep telling you, Joe Boga got no message for the people of Liberia because Joe Boga is incompetent. He got no idea. So after 9 weeks of running campaign, not a single message that Joe Boga has presented to the people with some solution. You know what he had done? Let's listen to what he has done. Because Joe Parker figured that there's no way that he can win any election in our country. So in the 8 weeks, this is what Joe Parker started to say. Let's go back and listen to Joe Parker here.
And that's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie.
Does that look like election message there, folks? Is that any kind of campaign message there? There's a man who giving false impression. A man who's supposed to say, you know what, Joe, we are picking, we got it in our bed. But Joe Parker never participated in any electoral process in his life. What do I mean by that? All the position that Joe Parker brags about all the time, he was never elected to those positions. He was appointed. So Joe Parker is so afraid of defeat, especially the one he suffered in 2017. He's coming back again. He worked a way around. When he was campaigning after Eden left, there were no contender to take on him. So he declared himself as what? A self-made candidate. Now, by 2023, he thought in his mind that Comey was going to pay heed to him, the Liberia man can say, and he was just going to emerge as the standard bearer. But Joseph Kereku, irrespective of the height, he got beat high too. Kereku said, no, you and I got to go through our primary. And Parker said, oh, but the other men are correct. And that's how Parker came up with that scam and said, come and finger the document. Because Joseph Parker, again, never ran for any elected office. He's afraid to participate in any competition. That is why he trusts coming to the side. So when Parker went back to sit down in his own unity party now, what did you hear in the USA? The party is not going to have any primary. Joseph Parker is our candidate. That's what happened. But that did not happen to George Weah. In 2005, George Weah was a candidate. By 2011, he came number 2 to Winston Totman. He didn't get mad. He accepted it. Joe Parker got rid of Cummings to have his own will. Now he had done everything. But now he's meeting George Weah face to face now. He cannot go to George Weah and say, stand down. And that is why he decided to bring all the political violence here in the country. Because he knows that he cannot defeat George Weah. Because he cannot take George Weah off the way. Because George Weah is the president and he belongs to a different party. So what is he doing now? After running a poor campaign, because there's nothing that Joe Parker can tell you. Go on the page now. We have done enough awareness there about Joe Parker incompetence. And there's no other platform that supports Joe Parker that came back to provide a counter reaction to what we have said about Joe Parker. Today, many of you guys, when you see Joe Parker today, what will come to your mind? Oh, they met with LPNC from 1973 to 1980. He was there as resident managing director. I know that. And then he said why he was there when Joe took office in 1980. Joe promoted that same LPMC to an agency level. And guess what Joe did? To elevate Joe Parker from being a resident manager to what? Managing director. But the question is, what did Joe Parker do in that role? Absolutely nothing. Joe Parker did nothing. And because Joe Parker did not achieve anything or acquire anything or accomplish anything, so his people who talking for him, they got nothing in reference to provide or give to the people who support Joe Parker. Nothing. And Joe Burger himself, when he take to the airway to talk about his qualification, why he should be president, he cannot even give one account of himself as to why he did, whether working at LPMC, LPRC, or as Minister of Agriculture. Joe Burger cannot tell you nothing like that. So why is he bringing to the table? But you just hear people say, oh, we agree, we agree, we agree. We are lowering our understanding, we are lowering our IQ. But you know what? Every one of you guys are better than those guys who are behind Joe Burger that cannot articulate anything to convince themselves before I to convince their own children. Because Joe Burger is unable to convince anybody. Because Joe Burger cannot even convince himself. Folks, we are not here to ridicule Joe Burger as a human being. We are only here to tell you that you are looking, and we are talking about a man by the name of Joseph Burger that got no experience at all. And many of the people behind him, they know the old man is inexperienced. They know that. But because they don't love the country, because they want to eat from the people and steal from them, so they're hiding the reality from these people. They're hiding the reality from the people, and they do not want to tell the people. But we here will let you guys know that as we look forward to the election next week, Tuesday, Joseph Burger is nothing for anybody to give any position to right now. Nothing. He has not been able to articulate anything. When Joe Burger talk about agriculture in the country, this man served as agriculture minister. He has a lot of statutory responsibility. Whether it's the Center for Research Institute, CARI. What did he do there for that institution? Nothing. Joe Burger had under his belt at that Ministry of Agriculture, the Agricultural Cooperative Development Bank. What did he do to give the people money, the farmer to do something? Nothing. Ellen told Joe Burger and brought him. They won election. According to them, they won 2 times. Joe Burger sat with Ellen for 12 years, and he came out and tell you, say he was parked like an old car. That was a blatant lie, and that is still a blatant lie. Why? Because you know what Joe Burger did. You know what Joe Burger did. You know what Joe Burger did. We have presented the document to you guys there, and let your child upload it here. These are the things that Joe Burger did. These are the things that Joe Burger did. All right? When Joe Burger sat with Ellen, Joe Burger was there. He provided 2 days of section with the national legislature, especially at the Senate level. And look at the organization and institution that Joe Burger provided some super level of supervision over. Now, when you listen to the guy that support Joe Burger, when you listen to them,
That's why
what are they telling you? The guy that provide the platform for you guys to listen to. What are they telling you about Joe Burger's success? Do you hear them telling you about what Joe Burger any managed to accomplish? Have you ever listened and heard them talking about Joe Burger's individual role, how successful he became? Nothing. Because Joe Burger himself got no message. So when Joe Burger figured that in the 8 weeks of the campaign, people started telling him, say, Papi, the CDC guidance doing well. We have to change strategy. Let's go out there and intimidate the people. And then how can Joe Burger came up with this?
That's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie.
You know, people who tend to accuse people before anything happens, they themselves are the accuser. Joe Burger, who went and lied to a food businessman, that the man you can't believe it, that will tell you somebody's going to rig election, folks. Do you really believe it? We now know all the characteristics of Joe Burger, right? He lied to a Fuller man, brought his Bidego to the Fuller man, and he lied to the Fuller man, said the Fuller man, told the Fuller man that was not the same old Bidego, right? Fine, right there. We know that story. Joe Burger again turned around and lied to you people and said he was parked as an old car. That's a lie. Because we know what Joe Burger was doing on Ellen. He provided 2 days of service at the Senate, and there were 66 bogus deals that were signed right in the presence of Joe Burger. That means he will never park as an old car. And then Joe Boga also had other responsibility. LPMC, LPRC, Honor Elling, you were responsible for the Liberia Marketing Association, the Liberia Youth Empowerment Community Program. What did Joe Boga do in a role, including the group of 77? Absolutely nothing. But today now, because he does not have what it takes to convince the Liberian people, he and Prince Johnson now combine now and say, you know what? So we got no message, let's provide one thing, intimidation. And that was prompted Joe Boga to come up with
And that's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? A man who called himself vice president. He's not even saying to you guys that, oh, if the election doesn't go well, we'll take the legal approach. We'll go to the Supreme Court. We'll file a protest. But the man scored the key and said that will be the end of this country. A very intimidating message. Scary message. That's the kind of man that Liberian think they can make president in our country. You really need to rethink yourself, folks. The man is totally out of control. Totally out of control. There is something somebody said in a video. We'll watch that video here. So now that he said it, what come after what he said? Let's watch.
We're not going to allow that to happen.
We are ready. I came and told people. I said everyone is violent. Let him come.
The other one I said, let keep calm. Right after she said, let keep calm, what's she going to do? Apparently she was telling the people to keep calm while she go out there to go assault somebody. What she come to do? That is the Joe Boga people. When Joe Boga said that will be the end of the country, when election don't go his way, here you go. Be my guest. Watch the beginning of chaos in Joe Boga mind. This is Joe Boga mind. Everything is here, that's the mind that Joe Boga is releasing to the young people who are there. Watch. There you go. That's a assault right there. Is that what in America here? That lady will be talking to somebody lawyer, and by the night she'll be in jail thinking about bill. You cannot put your hand on somebody. All right? That's the Joe Boga people there. Because what? Joe Boga already told the people that if he is not elected, there will be war. Prince Johnson said the same thing. If Joe Weah get elected, there will be war. There will be war. And today, Prince Johnson is in the camp of who? Joseph Boga. And do you think it's by surprise or by coincidence that Joe Boga said the thing? Absolutely not. He was programmed, he was told to go out there and say what he said, and the people are now resonating with that message. Now you see the lady here who belonged to Joe Boga slamming this guy from the right side of her, hitting this guy on his left side. Let's watch. There you go, you heard that? She calling the man name right there. Joseph Boga, Newman Boga. What do you think they're doing here? They are now creating a violent environment. These are the young people that were on no fault, became victim of the war. And Joe Boga is coming back now to exploit the young people because he and Ellen have failed these people. So he thinks the only solution he has is to incite violence so that the people can get on the street. And you watch what they're about to do, folks. Let me not talk too much. You just watch. Because you listen to Joe Boga. If the election is rigged, this is what they're going to be doing in our country. Do you know how many people now call me right now today? When I got home today, I sat down in my garage, in my parking lot, in my car. Everybody called me and said, "My man, we're trying to get to Sierra Leone, we're trying to get to Guinea, and we're trying to get to Ivory Coast." And I left for what? Well, the statement Boga made is scaring us. Right now, there's tension in Weah over there. Why should Boga be the one to create instability? And you got the garden passing around. There are more Liberians right now that are afraid because of what Boga as instituted in Weah. So that's the country that Boka want to run. And we have to make sure that the people understand the nefarious behavior of Joe Boka. But let's go back to the video again. All right? I don't mean to scare you guys. But Joseph Boka is not in the interest of the people. This man is coming with a destructive mindset. He's coming with a very dangerous plan. And Liberians need to understand this. We are not saying anything to hate Joe Boka, but the mentality that Joe Boka got is a very, very bad mentality, and Liberians need to understand. Do you really want to see people people being treated like this on any administration? Look how many times people went to Liberia from America here. They call George Weah all the time. And they go back over there, they come back. Yesterday, I can say all kind of things to George Weah then. Right now, the Inam of every time they're passing around. When last did you see any citizen putting hand on them? People go through the airport, they open their passport, they see their face. Oh, I know you, yeah, hello. Nobody intimidated them. But Joe Boka now come out and say, when the election don't go away, that trouble. So let's see what Joe Boka people going to do to the country there, folks. Hey, Ray, you go ahead, you see.
So folks, you see another family there. So today, another violence. So the violence is getting so tense here today. The naming of the campaign team today by Joe Boka. So you see here. So you see, it's actually happening here.
See Joe Boka people? That's why they're doing to their own Liberian. This is the doing of Joe Boka. This is the doing of Joe Boka. This is Joe Boka. This is what in Joe Boka mind, folks. Whenever you see Joe Boka, what you see the young man is going through, that what is running through Joe Boka mind. When Joe Boka speak, the people react on his message. That's who Joe Boka is. When Joe Boka speak, the people react on his message. Yes, people react on his message. That's who Joe Boka is. That's who he is. So let's watch the action here more. Let's watch the action.
It's actually happening here. So violence is actually.
Watch you. Watch. The same rocks they started throwing from Morovia. That's the same rock that was thrown in Weah. Watch somebody. There's a guy with a backpack bag. He's gonna watch. You see them? Look right to the right side of the screen to that letter K, that white thing that look the K, that K imprint. Look below down there. All right. And thanks to the guy who did the video recording, I think he represents the King Masters. That's why he called it King Master. Look right below the King Master there. So as you can see, the guy with the white t-shirt, the dreadlock, and the jeans, black pants, he's now stepping over the sidewalk. Stepping off the pavement to the sidewalk. He's running away. Now he about to go between the houses to build out of these guys' tension. And these guys have no care. Look at the other guy here. The guy on the left side here of the screen. You see the guy on the left side? It looks like he got a stick in his hand. And the other guy raising his hand up here already too. I don't know what this guy is. But let's keep our eyes on the guy right here that is on the left side of the screen. His hand is already up in the air. I think he has a rock in there. But at the same time, do a multitask here. Look on the left side, on the right side, underneath the K Master symbol up there. Let's do it simultaneously and see what will happen here. Let's go. You see the guy with the black beard there? He throwing the rocks. And he got Joe Boka stuff on him over there. My people, that is what Joe Boka want to do to the country. All right? When those guys were throwing that rock, Joe Boka then saw it. They kept quiet because they wanted to bring violence to the country. Let's listen to them more here again, folks. Let's listen to them. Joe Boka has made the country very, very unpeaceful right now. People are getting to worry now. And this is sad. Is that why Joe Boka want to be in power? The man who's sick, he got a messed up heart. He not even saying anything about it. but he wants to come and bring destruction to the long everlasting peace. He and Ellen were over there. Now one day Ellen ever said something. Joe Weah was in opposition for 12 years. Now one day Joe Weah ever came out to any platform or on any platform and said, if I don't win this election that coming up, there will be no Liberia. Joe Weah never said anything like that. But look at Joe Boca today. See what Joe Boca and the people are doing here. Let's take a good listen. I mean, let's take a good look and see the reaction. Listen to some of the comments they're making.
This is what I'm doing here right now. So he's on the run.
I want people to laugh. Kevin laugh. You cannot buy City Brown today. You
So, excuse me, sir. Why all this violence? Okay. We talk about election violence. Today is very tense. The violence is very tense here today. This is district number 9.
The chairperson of the 800 militant in Weah.
You said the chairperson of what?
The 800 militant.
When you say 800 militants in Weah, tell us a bit about this group.
From the Unity Party.
You are militants for the Unity Party.
Of course.
What is your work? What do you do? What exactly are you involved with?
In Liberia, although I've been in this job for just over a year now.
All right, so I'm bringing the video in here so we can make some analysis on here, folks. So you just bear with me here. I'm bringing the video in so we can make some analysis here. So let me just bring the other one in for you guys, and then we'll begin to make that analysis here more and more. All right, but that, you know, these guys were already ready to carry on their bad behavior. It was just a matter of waiting for Joe Boca to give them the green light. Now that he has given the green light, these guys have already activated themselves now. And they're coming up with all the different warrior and faction names. But this is what Joe Boca does. And back in the days, everybody used to have their own defense force, defend this. So this is what Joe Boca is doing now. He's taking the country backward. I told you guys that Joe Boca is going to take the country backward. Some people agree with me. Some people are still on the fence. But if you listen to that young man telling you that he got 800 men now, they all stem from what Joe Boca is doing right now in the country there. That's what he's doing. That's what he purposed in his mind. That's what he planned to do. All right? So let me find the last video here, and I'll bring it out here so we can go through it. But that's Joe Boca there for you guys. Do not overlook that old man. I'm telling you guys. Do not overlook Joe Boca. He should not be taken for granted. He's a very, very dangerous old man. He appeared to look innocent, but he's not. He's not. He is not. He's a very dangerous man. Yes, Joe Boca is a very, very dangerous old man. Do not overlook him. So let's come back to the video then here. All right, let's come back to the Joe Boca thing here. Listen to this now. So you see, the guy with the CDC now, he came to the defense of that guy because he had to provide self-defense. If not, they were going to murder that guy. Check how they murdered the guy in that place. But thank God to this guy. Thank God to this guy, he stood his ground. And in any public court or competent jurisdiction, the guy will be exonerated and he will be commended by standing up. Because the guy was about to go kill that guy. Just how that guy lost his life in Weah because there was nobody like this guy that was down there. Why you think that happened? Because it was Joe Boca. All right? So let's continue.
Destruction of lives and properties as well. What happened? And so we.
Let me upload the other video for you guys. Then I've got to do one more of it, and then we'll be all set for the night. All right. So let's come to this other one here too. All right. So let's come to this other one. All right. So now we are.
That's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it.
Let me remove that. All right. Let's remove that. I want to give you a more simplified one. I think this one will be okay. Yeah, this one here will be okay.
That's why you.
Okay. So we are now set now, folks. We are now set to speed up the process. So the bottom line here is all the weeks that was given to all the major political party, Joseph Boakai is unable to convince the Liberian people. And the only and last thing he has is to push what I describe as election violence. Election violence. So let's put everything into context here now, right? Let's put everything into context here. Joe Boakai had no message for the people of Liberia.
That's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country. And we're not going to allow that to happen.
So what happened at the end of the country? So let's see what happened here when he said that. After he made that remark, this is what happened in Weah.
Speak to one of the citizens who is actually in the know of what is being brought to the security. We come back to you shortly, please. Let's follow this and find out. So security investigation is really going on. Told that she is a suspect, of course, right by the.
We will not show you guys that graphic image. I'm not going to show you guys that graphic image. So, yeah, please bear with me. You all right?
Body at the junction here, the alleged body. Is this so? May we understand what really happened?
Yeah, for me, I was on the scene. Meeting took place.
Okay.
When they started the whole launching, because yesterday the advisor, even the honorable advisor for all to stay, not for all to wear any CDC material, t-shirt, and face cap, nothing like that.
You mean Thomas Fala advisor?
Thomas Fala, yes. Because they coming outside today, according to them, Unity Partition, they said today that they are there, their leaders coming. So we give them checks, we in our camp, but they started their launching, they now get nowhere, they can't start the launching, that were often. They came right here to the junction, who was there? They came the party, they pick up right here, they discussed it, come over that road. Then before we know, we see one car model coming from this side, from Kwenu way. He came right here and pull the people down. Then one car model come from this he pulled the people down. Who was there? The motorcycle chairman was myself and Ukoka. I said, I know that you will look here. The people, the intention they coming with a different thing. For me, I will not wait. Because they want you already. For me, I will not wait to be outside on the something can't happen to me. If better, let me go in the fair. Now, say, oh, when you go to begin the people, they will hold you. I said, they will now hold me because I now get no CDC material on me. And I'm not looking for nobody. So I have crossed and go and stand right to the junction there. Then one of our men just need to enter the fair, come follow with them. No. Like the front man, they hold him, they keep dragging him until they kill him, they kill him.
They kill him?
Yeah, well, you can see the body.
Okay.
The first incident took place with Papa now, they killed the man, one of the lay brother, he was the first person.
So how many persons died?
4 persons died,
Four alleged bodies already there.
4, the body, as we are speaking.
So there you go. How you think the thing started? It started because Joseph Boakai had already told the people that if the election is rigged, there will be no Liberia. So he had canceled out 4 people's lives already. That's what Joseph Boakai has done. And how many more lives Joseph Boakai is going to cancel all again? All because he has no message to win this election. And that's all he has to do is to provide intimidation. That's what he has to do. Listen to Joe Boakai again.
And that's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country. And we're not going to allow that to happen.
And he said that will be the end of the country. And here we are again.
True. The chairperson of the 800 militant in Weah.
You said the chairperson of what?
The 800 militant.
When you say 800 militants in Weah, tell us a bit about this group.
From the Unity Party.
You are militants for the Unity Party.
Of course.
What is your work? What do you do? What exactly are you involved with?
Well, we just formed this group as militant.
So as you can see in the background there are guys then already in their rebel gear. They may already got his warrior hat on. They're ready to take on people. They're ready to kill people. And you heard the man saying the red in there. He's saying the red in there. That he got 800 men. So people are worrying about female are getting worried about being raped. People are worrying about losing their property. Because Joe Boca said it. Because Joe Boca said it. Because Joe Boca said it. I mean, if you cannot defeat George Weah, or if you don't have no strategy, just tell the people to vote for you. That's all. Now they kind of guy like this. Tell him say he got 800 men. What do 800 men they want to do? They're going to start harassing people. They're going to start intimidating people. Let's listen to him more again, folks.
And let me just tell you, is to protect our parents, also protect the party.
So what are you doing exactly today? Since this morning, you've been out in the field, you've been going around from one end to another. So we'd like to know exactly.
Well, thank you so much. It should not doubt you. We're moving from place to place to tell the people that we are happy, more especially we have received our guests from America and other places. And so today we are jubilating to let the people of Lofa County know that Lofa County belongs to Unity Party.
There are concerns that you are putting fear in people. I mean, with the way you address like many.
Yeah, what the guy said. So the man said the guy in that place. You just listen to the guy, right? That Lofa County belongs to the Unity Party. So he is essentially telling everyone, if you belong to any political party, ANC, ALP, CDC, don't come to the county here. We don't believe in your democratic process. Even in California, they will allow Republicans to go vote. In Texas, they will allow Democrats to go vote. This guy is telling you now that because Unity Party belong to Boca, it is owned by the people of Lofa. When you listen to Master Words, what did Master Words say? Let's go and get Master Words here. How did he articulate his side of Lofa County or whatever it is? Let's listen to Master Words here and let's see the big difference that Master Word bring to the table over this guy here. Where is my man Master Words? Let me find Master Words and bring him over here so that you can listen to Master Words. What did he say about Lofa? Listen to Master Words here.
Well, we are staying in Lofa County, like I told you this morning. We are on our way. And, we've been going to towns and villages to interact with the people and disabuse the minds of Liberians that say Lofa County is the stronghold of Joseph Boakai. So, a young man just walked up to me and want to express his dissatisfaction on the speculations in Moserado County. So let me get your name.
My name is Amara M. Trawale Jr. Many people call me Master Words, and I'm the chairman and the founder of the movement of the downtrodden youth of Bonjama District.
So, and you walked to me very angry this morning, and What is the reason for that anger that you came to me with?
I'm very desperate, even more than anger, because people sit in Monrovia there and say that this place is already controlled by the Vice President Joseph Boakai. That is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. You know, we the Levians, we are even disappointed over Boakai. We are disappointed in his leadership.
What do you mean you are disappointed? Boakai being a man from Lofa County, and you being from Lofa County, then you say you're disappointed. Why are you disappointed?
And that's the thing, in fact, that will mislead us, because he's from Lofa County, so we should vote him in, even if he is not qualified for the position.
You mean Boakai is not qualified?
So I want you to bring this thing to your attention. You see, one thing we do on the show here, we always try to reprocess video documentary to link it to today's reality. While it is true that this video is almost 6 years old now, the content that this guy is discussing always present itself to mirror other situation. Master Words, this guy you're looking at here, he's looking at Joseph Boakai's popularity in the county. He is not resisting any other political party by saying what the other guy said. Let's listen to the other guy here.
Let the people of Lofa County know that Lofa County belongs to Unity Party.
You hear that? That Lofa County belongs to Unity Party. Master Ward, on the other hand, was saying he's not popular here. But this guy is saying he got 800 men that they are ready to defend Lofa County because Lofa County belongs to Unity Party. CDC used to be popular in Mosorado County. Now one day CDC told any other political party in that town that CDC belong to Mosorado County. Never have we heard anything like that. But this is the doing of Joe Boakai. This is the doing of Joe Boakai. This man is off for destruction. I just want you guys to understand that. He has no message. He cannot articulate his past experience. He cannot transfer or transform. Let's forget about transform. He cannot transfer his skill from one place to another. Never, don't have that experience. But the only thing Joe Boakai knows is to put people in the street. Yes, put people in the street to go and kill innocent people. Joe Boakai needs to apologize for what happened in Weah because he supported that idea. He declared war on Liberia democracy. And you know who came to the people a little bit late? This gentleman right here.
I'm very happy to be here, especially at such an important time for the people of Liberia as you approach your national elections. I've had an energizing series of meetings so far with important stakeholders in this election over the past 2 days. And I'm here representing the Department of State and the U.S. government's desire for Liberia to have free, fair, and peaceful elections. We're committed to supporting Liberia's democratic process. I'm coming to you after attending the United Nations General Assembly last week in New York. And I would like to acknowledge President Weah for his remarks when he stood on a global stage and pledged his government's commitment to ensure, quote, a free, fair, transparent, peaceful, inclusive, and credible elections, end quote. He went on to say that, quote, as a strong believer in democracy, let me reiterate my call for the respect of constitutional governance and respect for the will of the people, end quote. The U.S. government fully supports this commitment, and we continue to urge political leaders and parties in Liberia to keep their pledge to a nonviolent electoral process through their commitment to the 20...
And Joe Boakai is not listening to that advice. The U.S. government strongly supports George Weah's statement that he made at the United Nations for a peaceful election, transparent election. The U.S. government strongly supports that. But the U.S. government will not allow violence. But that's what Joe Boakai did. Joe Boakai did not listen to those people. Went right out there and said what he wanted to say.
That's why you have to protect it. If they think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country.
So who you think the white man will be listening to right now? They're not going to listen to Joe Boca. The white man is not going to listen to Joe Boca. Because Joe Boca is not going in a way of transparency. It's going in the wrong direction. You see, my friend, the country we come from, called Liberia, we came a very long way. And I think one thing that we need to do for ourselves is to make sure that we do not resort to any war, because it's not good for us. Let's listen to George Weah here as we get closer to the top of the hour. Let's look at what George Weah has done so far. As for Boca, he is not in the interest of peace. He is not in the interest of the Liberian people. All Boca wants is me, myself, and I. This man was given opportunity to improve other people's lives. He never did. Now the generation that have been the victim of Boca 45 years, those children of those parents that he affected, Boca now is coming down to affect the remnant of the young people. There's nothing that George Weah said during his 12 years in opposition that will bring peace. That will bring chaos to Liberia. Every time you ask George Weah, he will tell you, for the sake of peace. For the sake of peace. For the sake of peace. Listen to George Weah here right now.
When you go to the next election, you will decide what to do. You gave me 6-year mandate. Now, give me my 6 years and see what I achieve. When you are not happy, when you go to the next election, you will decide what to do.
Did you hear that? You gave me my 6 years. Let me do what I can do to show to you guys what I was able to achieve. If you go to the election, which is coming on next week Tuesday, you will decide. Did you hear Joe Weah saying that if I don't win the election, then the country is over? You guys need to call your people then, starting from tomorrow, and try to convince our people that Joseph Boca is evil. He got evil people behind him that want to cause chaos in our country. I want to cause chaos in our country. Let's listen to hear the move of George Weah here.
The reason I'm saying this, we have a case study in this country. We know what happened. We wanted the president to go, but we did not know that you're going to affect us. The next thing, we were in refugee camps. Our path to refugee camps is over.
You see, but Joe Boca want to bring that past back. That's why you hear people telling their relatives that the election are coming, we won't go across the border. We won't go across the border. I just trying to present Joe Boca to you as somebody who really want to take the country back. That Joe Boca go. He wants to take the country back. That's what he wants to do. He wants to take the country back.
We are moving toward prosperity. Let us bear in mind that those little incidences must not take Liberians back to where we came from. Government continues President Taylor was here, he left, Ellen took it. She left it somewhere, we are taking it. That's why we don't blame any government. We don't say previous government. Government continue. You never have road were not paved here. We felt that, yes, maybe the time for Her Excellency Ellen Johnson was short. We have to take it from there. When we leave here, someone will take it from there. But without peace and stability, no one can take it from nowhere. Yeah, it's a common example and simple one.
Thank you very much. When Arthur Ashe found fame, he did not close his eyes. He did not forget the many who could not share his fortune. When Arthur Ashe found fame, he used the equity of his celebrity to shine a light on ignorance and spark global understanding.
Sorry there, guys. My apologies. Sorry there. I'm reading the script here. Sorry. My daughter just walked in and she was saying good night to me, so I muted so that you guys can hear her. But thank you very much, Pam Butter. Thank you very much for electing us. So let's watch the video. As I was saying, let's watch the video. After the video, we'll call it a night or we'll call it a day, and then we'll be back here. We're going to do everything the whole week. We'll be here tomorrow because the election is coming up. So we'll be here tomorrow again, and we'll be here on Thursday, and we'll be here on Friday. We'll be here until the election time comes. So be ready to be with me the whole week here up to the election on the day of the election. All right. So let's watch the video and then we'll call it a day. But I want you to remember the work that George Weah did. Understand those who participated in this video, the conversation, the idea, the reason, and the support they were giving to George Weah. So let's watch this now and be able to make good sense out of it. So let me start now. I'm sure everybody can hear me right now. So let's start the video again.
Thank you very much. When Arthur Ashe found fame, he did not close his eyes. He did not forget the many who could not share his fortune. When Arthur Ashe found fame, he used the equity of his celebrity to shine a light on ignorance and spark global understanding. Tonight, we honor another man who found fame and who chose not to forget, another man who begs the world to see and to understand. His name, like his country, may not be well known on this side of the Atlantic, but we're talking about a giant. His name is George Weah of Liberia. George Weah is one of the greatest soccer players of our time, from a nation where chaos has been the rule and where children are born killers. Spit upon, his house burned, risking death over and over again, George Weah has nonetheless gone home again and again and again. His relentless message of hope defies reason in an age of mindless terror and bottomless hatred. But this is a man born to be a striker, born to finish what he starts. George Weah refuses to close his eyes, and George Weah will never, ever let us forget how much work there is left to do.
I'm 16 years old. I born 1988, October 22nd. I was a leader. I was major. I used to lead 31 men every day to the front. Yeah, I'm tired of fighting now because there is no answer to war. I want peace for everlasting. I want for peace to be in the country for everlasting.
It began in 1980 with an assassination and violent coup d'etat. The government, in place for 133 years, was overthrown. And for over 2 decades thereafter, Liberia was overcome by civil war. Millions were displaced. The landscape was ravaged by poverty and disease. Hundreds of thousands were killed, including nearly an entire generation of children who had been drugged, beaten, and brainwashed to serve in the murderous campaigns of warlords.
The children here in Liberia has suffered enormously. Many of the kids, they've never done anything except hold an AK-47 and take lives.
We think maybe even up to 15,000 children have been involved in this war. They don't know where their mothers and fathers are, don't know where their brothers and sisters are. They are so angry about the war, they are so tired, they know the opportunities they've missed, and they want a future.
There was a light in Liberia that shined before and through the darkness. A game that offered a way to forget the war, and for one man, a way to rise above it altogether. George Weah grew up here, abandoned by his parents. He was one of 14 children raised by his grandmother. The only education he ever received was in the angles and artistry of soccer. His only classroom a dusty pitch near his home. And he quickly progressed from student to master of the game. His people would come to call him King George, a title befitting the greatest player Africa ever produced.
Delivered into the net by Weah.
He rose to stardom at home and then internationally. In 1995, he became the only man ever to win the African, European, and World Player of the Year awards in the same year. Famous, rich, and revered, he was distanced from his embattled homeland by miles and stature.
When he called from afar for UN intervention, the consequence was immediate and personal.
Oh yes, his house was looted, his cousin raped, and other family of his were affected. And as a result, they fled, went into exile.
Liberia has been such chaos and confusion, and it has affected George. The scars are pretty deep.
In these years, it was very difficult for me, you know, coming from practice every day, watching television, Liberia on the news, people running away, people dying. So all I said to myself was, look, what can I do to better the situation in my country? I felt that Liberia is my country, that's my country, I must come back.
In 1997, at the height of the war, George Weah did come back, welcomed as a conquering hero. He supported the national soccer team with over $2 million of his own money. As a player and coach, he led the Lone Star to within one win of a World Cup berth in 2001, reviving the pride and hope that had been lost in Liberia for over a decade.
We started it together, we have to finish it.
The team served as a unifying force within that time. Rebel groups, warring factions. Whenever Lone Star was playing, they stopped fighting and then just glued to the TV and glued the radio.
But the war continued. Still, Weah did not retreat to the safety and celebrity of his athletic life. The world's greatest striker stayed home and made peace his priority.
George Weah kept sport prevailing, no matter what was happening in Liberia. And he knows that he has a chance, with his international stardom, to actually keep the focus here for us a bit longer.
In December of 2003, a truce was declared, and Weah's efforts in Liberia have extended to saving lives.
So you guys can have a building for the children to go to school.
He now continues his struggle to restore the country, one child at a time.
Being with them, live with them, eat with them, play with them, I will know exactly what is going on. This is reality. I can't run from reality. Every Liberian loves sports. So I know sports can play a vital role in the country, in our peace process, and sports can help to discipline the kids, to unify them. Judge, you go.
Through soccer, there's reconciliation, that you can work out aggression, you can work out competition, but you do it within a legitimized structure, that it's talent that ultimately makes the decision here. And that's why George Weah is a symbol, that you can do it, that there is hope.
Peace to Liberia! Peace to Liberia! Free education! Free education! Disarm! Disarm! I want to say thanks to you all. God bless you, and I'll always come back.
He came back because it was home. He stays because helping Liberia is now his life. Evil men had forced the children to act as weapons of war. An honorable man has invited them to serve as instruments of peace.
If you make a stand in this world, what you find is soon you aren't one man, you have a crowd around you. And I think that George has managed to rally people to the cause of peace, stability, and to the future of Liberia.
He represents the glory, he represents the aspiration, he inspires.
It's an overwhelming responsibility that he has, but he bears it very well. He came back at the time of disarmament, kept his promise. He's making other promises, and I know he will come back and keep those promises again.
The international community is here to help us. But what can we do for ourselves? What will we do to protect our nation? What will we do to educate our kids? What can we do to bring about peace within ourselves? That's the question. This is my soul. This is my blood. It's part of me. I can never give up on Liberia.
I can believe George because he's a man. A man do by a word. Yeah.
Free education. Free education. Disarm. Disarm. Peace to Liberia. Peace to Liberia. Peace to Liberia. Peace to Liberia.
Yeah, sorry there, guys. Oh, my man, Pamota need to be calling me. It's here again. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I had it on mute. Let me see here. David said no sound. Thank you, guys. My apologies. My apologies. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I have to rewind my tape again. I have to rewind my tape. My apologies to every one of you guys. All right, so let's rewind the tape. So what I was saying, when you listen to this video, I mean when you listen to the audio within the video, which I really proud myself. When I watch this video, I tend to focus on the audio rather than seeing the movement in the video. I try to separate myself from the movement in the video and listen to all the participants. But for me, what really stood out for me in this video is when Mr. Weah started to ask the following question: what can we do to educate the young people? What can we do to find peace in ourselves? You see, Joseph Boycott is yet to find peace in himself. When you look at that video and see where Liberia has come from, there's no one that's going to tell you as a Liberian that you don't have some connection to somebody in our country that died in our war. And there's no way that you want to go back to that country past. But Joe Boycott want you to go back. With the number of people that died during our war, just because of politics, Joe Boycott decided to evoke that same evil over the country. And by making that statement, we have lost someone from our population. Someone that you saw being brutally stoned to death because of Joseph Boycott eagerness for power. But I want to remind you that this video, there are a lot of things to learn from that video. And to maintain our peace, we need to follow people who champion this peace. For me, I will always look at George Weah as someone who I can criticize because he's willing to take advice. People say when you criticize George Weah, he will not talk to you. I like that. Because the fact that he can respond when you criticize, that means you got him. But you see someone like Joe Boycott, he's very dangerous. The moment you criticize Joe Boycott, he take violence approach to things and people are going to die. That man want to be president. He's not yet president. And people already start dying. And he had not yet come out to apologize for a bad decision he made, the bad comment he made out there. But these are the people who say, oh, 4 auditors died, oh, other people died, people going to CDC party died. But they don't have anything to substantiate, no proof. But with Joe Boycott, you heard him telling you that if the election is rigged, and he's not elected or get elected, then that will be the end of the country. A man like that, I will not even encourage my chicken to vote for him. This man wants to take the country to the past. That is why he got General Boneke with him, to remind you guys that he's going back to the past. That is why he got Prince Johnson with him, to remind you that he want to go to the past. That is why today you find in Foya, you got a guy that saying he got 800 men, and people are already trying to go back to refugee camp. Right now, people in that place, they are sleeping right now. They can't be like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. That's one of the reasons some people in America or other countries are afraid to go back to live. Because when you find yourself in that situation, you be like, geez, after all the years I spent in America, I'm here now to campaign, and somebody said they got 800 men and they're about to attack. There are some people that will leave that country again. They will not go back there again. Joe Boycott cannot be president of that country. Even the devil itself know that Joe Boycott got no good intention for that country. It's a very, very evil old man. And I encourage you to call your people back home and stay with the George Weah man and let together criticize him. Like the American man said, we hold him to his words. He's going to make the election free and fair. And should he come out of it with the flying colors, we again, along with the white people, will continue to hold his feet to the fire. He has done well. He's somebody that we can get to at any given time, because he started the peace process and he said there's nowhere else he wants to be but in Liberia. So as I sign off, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Call your people tomorrow. Call them day after tomorrow. Call them election day in the morning. Tell them there's no better result we want but a result to get George Weah re-elected. Joseph Boakai is not in the interest of the people of Liberia. He's a very dangerous man. The election hasn't started yet. We already lost someone who was really looking forward to voting. And that person died because Joe Boakai has set the tone of not wanting to have any peace in our country. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow, God willing. Take care of yourself. Share the video. Enjoy yourself. Have a pleasant day. Have a pleasant night. We'll meet again when we meet. Until then, good night to every one of you.